Why is Jackson playing shortstop in Norfolk, guys? He's down there to work on stuff. Keep him at second. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. So the Orioles, here's a little insider secret. It's not really a secret, but I can tell you what I've known being around the game, how they think. They want to be versatile. I mean, that's why Gunnar Henderson was so comfortable, I guess, when he was asked to play third, even though he wants to play short because he feels comfortable there. He's had a lot of more reps down there in the minor leagues. Now, the one he didn't ever feel comfortable with was at second. So the Orioles still want to prepare Jackson to be able to play shortstop because they see a long-term that he could. Now, personally, keep Gunnar Henderson at shortstop for the foreseeable future, this year, next year, until we see otherwise. I love Jackson Holliday's ability, but I love Gunnar Henderson at short. But so for Jackson, he's going to get his necessary reps. He's going to continue to work there each and every day in practice. He's going to work over there in a lot of games, but that's just where the thought process is. The Orioles don't believe in, hey, you're going to be a one-position guy. Whether you believe in that philosophy or not, that's one thing, but that's just how they do business. And that's also why they value the versatility in their DH spot. That's why you're seeing guys DH in different roles, because they want to be able to plug and play people in different parts on the field, and also have the flexibility to give, I don't know, their star catcher some rest to DH and vice versa for some other players. So just to throw that out there. And yes, Jackson Holliday 4-hit night. Is that true? Well, he's great. And it's not a matter of if, guys. It's when he's coming up. And you know, the one thing of all this I want to touch on, I hate how much crap Ramon Arias gets. I get he's not playing well offensively. He's struggling, and that stinks. Austin Hayes doesn't get off to a good start. I get it. Hayes, especially between the two of them, is an all-star, and he started slow. But for Ramon Arias, he didn't make any choices. He's going out there. He's still playing solid defense. The bat's just not coming together. And I feel like people are kind of taking that frustration out, which I understand, but that is not a Ramon Arias problem. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there. Yeah, that's my piece on that.
Yeah, I mean, you do feel bad for guys like Ramon Arias because, like you said, he's not the guy that's out there necessarily replacing Jackson Holliday. It wasn't his decision. So when we have guys like that, especially because we've talked about it a few times, what makes Arias so special is his ability to come off the bench and be comfortable in that role, knowing I'm not going to play every single day, and usually once the season gets going, when his number is called in moments, whether it's a spot start here at short, at second, at third, he's going to bring great defense, and then he's also going to bring a valuable bat to the lineup. We're not seeing that right now, and I think obviously with Jackson Holliday not coming up, like you said, people are going to point at Arias and Kemp and say, well, they're not doing well. Why is Jackson not playing here instead? Because Kemp and Arias aren't playing, period. I mean, they're not getting that many at-bats to warrant that Jackson Holliday coming up and sitting on the bench right now is the right move. Now, eventually, we've been saying it all along. Jesus, Silent J is just killing it. How is this 25-8?
That's more than the Panthers scored in like a month.
Did he hit another one?
Oh, he just hit a grand slam.
So is that his fourth home run or the third home run of the day?
Oh my God! I didn't know we were on that many home runs.
I don't even know.
Dude, Norby.
And remember?
Let me see. Yeah. Norby, Stowers, and him all had 3 home runs, and now Stowers has 3. Norby has 3.
Also, I want to point this out here because I'm seeing comments here. Is Hyde too loyal with the boys who suffered with him in the bad years? I want people to know Brandon Hyde obviously has a say on this team, but it's also the conversation he has with the front office and guys like Mike Elias, right? So this isn't a Hyde just saying, hey, I want this guy. I mean, Mike Elias has a lot of say in this roster, right? He constructed it. He's the GM of the team, and then Brandon Hyde will have his say. But the other part I will say, these players, what's exciting is there's so much talent down here, and people aren't used to seeing them playing at this level. And you're right. A lot of those guys could be MLB ready right now, but you can't discredit also at the big league level, and there's no guarantee that all those guys are going to be all-stars at the next level. I think that they're all tremendous players. They very well could be, 100%. But I want people to remember, too, this is great context, actually. Ryan Mountcastle was the MVP of AAA when he played his full season there. Pretty damn good. Hit over 300, hit a lot of home runs. And when he got to the big leagues, he had some up and down moments, and then he hit 30-some jacks. But then people were saying, well, wait a minute, is Mountie the right fit? You know what I mean? Like, people were saying he chases too much.
And
there's evolutions.
That was the same thing that kind of happened with Adley and Gunnar, too, at the beginning of their careers up in the pros. It's bound to happen to any player. There's not, I don't know how many young, talented players you can name that don't go through some sort of slump early in their career when they get brought up. But I think people just want to see those players. I know the difference between AAA and the pros, it's much different. But for fans, I think to see these guys just hitting the cover off the ball right now, day in and day out down in AAA, they're just like, give them a chance, bring them up, let them fail here. And if they do, not like, obviously they want to see them do well, but I'm saying, like, if they get up here and they fail, that's one thing, but let them do it up here. Many people have the point of the roster's so full right now. Who are you going to move around? And I told Michael Elias at opening day, I was like, I would hate to be in your position because you have the tough decisions to make. You have to make the decisions that not a ton of people, like, obviously Twitter is going to make their own decisions. That's just like, we've seen it all the time, but Mike Elias wants to make the best decisions at the right point in time for this team that is going to put the best roster out there on the field at that point in time. So I know it's, fans are getting impatient with the players that are down there. They want to see them up, but I really, truly believe in due time it's going to happen. And the best roster for the Orioles is going to be up there. It's not a matter of when, it's a matter, or not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it's going to happen. Sorry for that.
This is so early in the season, by the way. Is it 6 games now? 6 games in. Yeah. Averages can change just like that. And I mean, just like that. So if you see someone hitting 133, I mean, we'll look at last year. Some guys can have bad months, plural, or a bad month, singular, and then they can have the best weeks or a best month. It's baseball. It's extremely hard. The best players in the world are able to limit their slumps more and be more steady. The players that are more inconsistent, that's the thing with like Jorge Mateo, where he got knocked, is you looked unbelievable the first month, and each month it kept going downhill statistically. So that's the point I want to bring up. And for Austin Hayes is specifically the guy I wanted to bring up because, again, Hazy, another guy that also he is a very good hitter. And I understand that people go, he swings it too much. But I want people to understand what he's capable of doing. Last year, when he got going at some point later on, he ended up hitting 312, 310, 326 in 3 straight months going into the All-Star game. Yeah, he had a brutal month of July that was 162, but the other months were really good. And I'm just pointing that out. It's not – that's why Hayes deserves the credit. It's not 6 games that's going to define us. Now, if he has a bad month and a half, then people are going to go, wait a minute. Let's start talking about things. And these prospects are going to keep knocking at the door because they say, hey, we're ready. Put us on the team.